never trailed in that November meeting. Tonight, Kyrie Irving and the Celtics will try to return the favor and match their season-high winning streak. An Atlantic Division collision gets us started on TNT. Knicks and Celtics called by Marv Albert, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce. And then from Salt Lake City, it's the Rockets and Jazz here inside Atlanta's Studio J, where the atmosphere is never toxic. TNT inside the NBA.
Oh, you coming right up the top rope.
Like it.
Right up the top
Presented
rope.
by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, that's Shaq. That's Kenny. That's Chuck. How we doing, fellas?
Good, man. It's the holiday season.
Holiday
Yes, it is.
season.
Ernie, you know me, too. I'm excited about this weekend.
Why? What's up?
I'm going a bucket list thing, Kenny. I'm going to the Army-Navy game.
Wow.
That's on my
awesome.
bucket list. I cannot wait. It's
So who
first
you
time-
going for, though? You going for Army and
No,
Navy?
I can't cheer for a team.
Well, see.
I'm cheering for America, fool.
You got it. You got it.
It's on my
No
bucket list.
problem.
I cannot wait.
That's a good message for all of you out there. Cheer for America,
America,
fool. Let's talk the Knicks and the Celtics and the Auto Trader. Accelerate your game, which the Celtics have done in recent days. They've won their last three, scoring better than 123 a night. Look at the threes they've been making, and the plus minus is substantial. So,
That record in the last three games. That's funny.
well, they've accelerated.
come on,
They've accelerated their
You're
game.
You're a team that's supposed to be winning.
They've
Eastern
accelerated their
Conference.
game.
Of course, you will have a three-game winning streak. It ain't all because Marcus Smart was in check. No, this is a team that should be winning the Eastern Conference. You're going
Easily.
to win 3 games in a row, and if you're pinpointing it to certain things, then you're not going to win the Eastern Conference.
But they have played better since they've made the changes in the starting lineup. Marcus Smart
Not
is in
better.
the
They
starting
won
lineup,
three
and Marcus
games is not a winning
Morris.
streak.
Well,
to a
you know what,
championship.
Ernie?
The reason they made the difference is, Ernie, when you have one-dimensional players, what I mean by that, guys who they just want to score. To be on a successful team, there's only one ball. You have to have guys who like, okay, I'm out here to play defense. I'm out here to rebound. They have went to a lesser talented team and put guys out there who are defensive-minded, who are not going to worry about shots. That's what we said coming into the season. Just because you get more talent don't mean you're going to win. Because everybody's, hey, those guys ain't going to be saying, hey, I'm just going to watch Kyrie and Gordon shoot. Those other guys got a little juice last
Just
year.
for the
However,
record,
to
on a
add
bad
on to what
team,
Chuck
there's
is saying, if you do have a lot of
Whether it's a
talent-
good team or a bad
Yeah,
team,
on it,
there's
just for
only
the
one
record,
ball.
there's only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to add on to what Chuck is saying, however, if you do have a lot of talent, one word, sacrifice. A lot of those guys don't sacrifice their shot. Like, Chuck said, you got 1 or 2 guys dribbling, doing that. And the guys that, did well for them last year, they're saying, hey, man, we could play too. We're not putting up with that. And, Chuck said this at the beginning of the year, I didn't believe him. He said Boston's going to have problems. And, I thought that they would be a little bit more like Golden State where, we got talented guys that share the ball. But it hasn't been that way so far.
Jason Tatum says they may be guilty of believing the hype a little too much going into the season.
Well, the hype is, that you are a great team. But the reality is that your experience was last year. And you don't have a long road of experience. But I also believe that what you have to do is you have 4 guys in Golden State.
Yep.
But there is 2 guys that really sacrifice their offense, and that's Draymond Green. Not sacrifice, but actually don't need to score to play well. And they play well because of their energy on the floor at all times. You have Looney and Draymond or someone like Looney on the court and Draymond. So it's really 3 guys that are getting 15 to 20 shots every night. It's a different environment where when you look at Brown, Tatum, you look at Kyrie, you look at Hayward, they really don't play well if they're not scoring. That's their thing.
But that was the point I was making, Kenny. Like, they're all offensive-minded. Like Jaylen Brown and Tatum, they're offensive-minded players. Kyrie and Gordon, they're offensive-minded players.
And you had Terry Rozier in there. So when he's playing well, he's scoring.
Yes. So what Brad's biggest problem was going to be was, like, Hayward's going to get the second most shots probably after Kyrie. But Gordon, Brown, and Tatum going to have to take a back seat. They're like, no, we're not taking a back seat. Yeah. People saw what we could do last year in the playoffs. And that's why I thought the Celtics would struggle. And the adjustments he made in the starting lineup, he put guys in there who don't need the ball. That was the key.
Jaylen Brown, by the way, back in action tonight, will come off the bench for the first time since his rookie year a couple years ago. Meantime, I always enjoy when we have the Knicks because we get to hear Charles talk about the Knicks, because wherever you go and when I'm with you, there's always a New York person who comes up to Charles. Why do you hate our team so much, Charles? How do you assess what you've seen?
Why you look?
What a bemused look on your face.
No, because what bothers me, Ernie, every year you travel the country and you go to New York and people are like, you think our team sucks? I'm like, yeah, I only think that because they suck. Like, it's not like they always get it though. I'm right.
Isn't there something to like about this batch of?
Oh well, I listen. What Scott Perry and Fitzdale and my man Steve are doing, they're being patient.
Mills.
Steve Mills, they're being patient. They're building for the future. Hey, I love the Knox kid. Tim Hardaway is playing fantastic.
Cantor's
But they still
playing
suck.
Oh, I love Cantor. No, they're getting better.
But they're getting better, but it is funny about they suck. Only because it's documented. I went and interviewed for the job. And so I brought some Knick gear back. So I was like, oh, I got some Knick gear. My son was like, why are you giving me this? They're not good. And I thought about it. I was like, in his lifetime,
Yeah.
they have not been good.
They have not been
They
good.
have not been good in his
Let me
lifetime.
tell you how bad it
So
was.
I was like, wait a minute. That was the 90s.
Remember when
He
we used
wasn't born then.
Remember we used to start the season out in New York?
Yeah.
I left 2 tickets at the hotel for one of my family members, and when I got back to the hotel, it was 4 tickets there. That's how bad the Knicks been lately.
Break up the Twitter machine, will you? I'm cheering for America, fool. Just became a permanent part of my vernacular. Chuck Nunn. That was.
There was 4 tickets left, Chuck.
There's 4 tickets.
They'll be here all week.
LeBron James appears to be adapting quite comfortably to the Western Conference. The Lakers have won 4 in a row and are 7-3 since Rondo's been out. However, there's a little bit of drama on the West Coast. Check out what LeBron had to say.
Is it fair to say maybe some of the comments that or questions that were asked about your workload, maybe you took that a little personally?
No, for what? I'm past the personal stage. Yeah, I can do whatever. I can have a huge workload. I can have a not so huge workload. It doesn't matter for me. But what's most important is seeing my teammates make huge shots in the fourth quarter. Jay Hart out of rhythm all game because of foul trouble. He makes 2 huge threes in the fourth quarter. Zoe makes a huge 3 on the left wing. Kuz making the plays down the stretch as well. That's what's most important to me. I can care less about the narrative about me. That it doesn't matter. I'm stapled in this game, so it doesn't matter.
As we welcome in the Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal along with Kenny the Jet Smith. Hold up, what's that right there? What's that? What are we doing?
You stapled in this game? I'm stapled in this
guy.
game.
Was it a play on Staples Center?
I like that, Brown. I'm stapled in this game.
Play on words right there by LeBron
Yeah,
James.
Bron.
I mean, when you hear this, what's the first thing that comes to mind with his usage and him playing a lot of minutes?
Well, listen, a lot of superstars play a lot of minutes. This happened about 6-7 years ago when guys start limiting minutes. I
Why
play
they
a lot
putting
of
up
minutes.
these stats like we on
Yeah, Keem Olajuwon play a lot of minutes. Look, when you're a star, you're supposed to play a lot of minutes, and he doesn't have a lot of help. So if he doesn't play a lot of minutes, they're not going to be in the playoff picture. Everybody wants him to make the playoffs this year. They're not going to win a championship. We know that. But they're going to play. And,
I won't put it by him yet.
He's going to do the same thing he's been doing, exciting the crowd, having fun. But he's getting older, and you should look out for minutes. But when you're a superstar, hey, you play till the wheels fall off.
I think it's easy to play the way he's playing now. The game is different.
The game is different.
There is no hand
fouls.
checking, no hard fouls. So you're playing, they say downhill, but you're playing at a pace that it's more of a sprint than a stop and start. So when you stop, start, hit, get punched, get bumped, that's different. There's a whole difference. Hand check me, Ro. There's a difference when you hand check it and you have to play against this.
Okay.
So now LeBron James is playing one way. But now the game is played this way because you can't hand check. So now I don't have the same physicality. I see the whole floor. I got my shoulders squared up. No one could guard me. So no one could guard LeBron James in this era, regardless if he's 40, as long as he stays physically in shape.
And that's why LeBron is staple to the game.
Staple to the game. Of course, these guys play major minutes in that day. You led your team when you played for the Lakers your first year, 35 minutes game for you.
One year I was third in the league in minutes.
Third.
Yeah, third
Very
in the
nice.
league in minutes. My second year in the league. That's too many minutes, though, for me.
That's a lot. 35 minutes per game. A player that
Not with
wears
these
number
knees.
35.
That was too many.
Can we not talk about your knees, Ray?
Yeah, listen, that was too many, man.
Too
back
many.
then.
But the player that wears number 35 is Kevin Durant. He had this quote, so much hype comes from being around LeBron, his other people, the fanboys. The atmosphere, environment
in the
is
media.
toxic. When you saw this, Kenny, what are your thoughts when you read something like this talking about another player?
Well, I think it's competitive nature. Well, I would hope that, guys, on other teams you shouldn't have a great affinity towards, But in the same regard, when we look at the body of work LeBron James has done, you don't have to be a fan. You just can't be a hater. You have to say, listen, this guy's been in the finals in the last 8-9 years. He has the ability to get there. He understands how to do it. It doesn't matter who's on his team. He rises them to the occasion. Yeah, so you are second fiddle. If that's not a toxic environment, it's just understanding that you are the second guy in terms of attention. But is your role important? And that's what I loved about playing with Akeem Olajuwon and even Michael Jordan in college. Those guys embraced the fact that understood how great you helped make them as well. And so playing with guys like that, I never heard the word my team until about 10 years ago. That was like the first time I started hearing that. So that environment, you understand that one guy gets a lot more attention, more commercials. So what? So what?
That's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the game. When I first came in, Magic was on his way out.
Right.
Barkley had it. Michael Jordan had it. I had it. Kobe had it. That's
No
what
matter
it is.
how great you were, if you play with Shaq, he's going to have more commercials.
I didn't like the word. I didn't like the word toxic. First of all, I thought they were friends. They did a little song together that me and you heard a couple. So I thought they were friends. I didn't understand the comment. I didn't understand the word toxic. His answer should have been no. I'm not interested in playing in LA.
Period.
Leave it alone. But maybe
Was he out of line though to make this statement?
Listen, guys are going to do what they do and say what they say, but I didn't like the word toxic. And fanboys would be incorrect statement for LeBron. Fanboys would apply to somebody that's not really a good player that has a lot of media attention. LeBron is LeBron. It's his game. It's his game now. Kobe's not here no more. LeBron is the man.
You don't have to be a fan, but you can't hate. It's
hate.
impossible.
Yeah, see,
the
look,
guy's in the finals every single year.
He's the man right now.
That's unprecedented other than the Celtics back in
Back in
the
the
60s.
Yeah.
So again, I didn't like that word toxic.
Yeah.
Didn't like that word at all. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens as these two teams go on. We will see them later on in the season. But you know what time it is. There's a reason why the Big Hoffa is in the building. Wilt Chamberlain, Neezy, it's time for Diesel Dunks. Staples.
You know why they Diesel dunk? Because I'm staple when it comes to that dunking.
Get this thing started. There it is.
Ow.
Diesel Dunks.
What number are we starting with?
Got to start with number 10 to win.
I thought we were going to 15 this year.
Nope, only 10.
Only 10.
They only pay me for 10.
Okay, there it is.
Number 10, Aaron Gordon, baseline, spin, and dunks. Ooh.
I think
Saw that?
the spin was
Saw
better
that?
than the dunk. The
Saw
spin was
that?
better than the dunk.
Oh, you saw that? You saw that, SC?
What's that?
Right here, SC.
Oh, the Shaq-like dunk.
Oh,
Okay.
Shaq emblem.
Shaq
Number
emblem.
9, Lonzo Ball goes
Lonzo.
hard in the paint and finish with the jet. Hard in the paint.
Big baller brand. Okay.
Number 8, Anthony Davis crosses over Frank Kaminsky, then puts him in the rim.
That was a long step there.
Ooh, Frank the
Long
Tank.
step, reach.
Tank. Ooh.
That was more like a reach than a dunk, but I like it. I like the crossover to me, Shaq was better than the dunk.
True.
Number 7, Donovan Mitchell cuts backdoor and
Now
finishes
this-
the lob from
that was-
Ingles
now
with
that's
the
a-
one-handed. Ooh.
I roll with the dunk
It's a
mob. D-Mitch catch the lob.
Where's the weak side help?
Ain't no help on that.
wasn't
Number
there.
6, Malik Monk throws it off the backboard to Miles Bridges,
Oh, he
who
should've laid
stuffs it with 2 hands. No, don't lay it. Throw it
You
off the
should have
glass.
laid it. You're
Don't go
by
in the hand.
yourself.
Give it up to your teammate.
No, that's
no,
not
no,
giving it
no,
up.
no.
That's giving it back to your teammate. The guy, no, he should.
Come on,
Hold
man.
on.
I'd have took about the game.
Number 5, Steven Adams finds Russell Westbrook for the two-handed rim rocker. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a small forward, man.
Boy.
Oh, my God.
He's powerful. Very,
Not
very
a point
powerful.
guard, man. Look at that.
Power
Look at
forward
that.
in the point guard body.
No doubt. He's a power
Number
forward.
4, John Collins catches the oop with one hand and throws it down on the hole. See you under there. Who's that under there? I see you.
That was Grant.
Number 3, Mario Hazanja hammers it down over the Greek freak.
Come on,
then
man.
steps over him after the finish.
Yes, in the face.
Yeah, what should you have done, Greek freak? I should have punched him in the.
And no, whoa. But Shaq,
Greek said he should have punched him.
Step that.
Oh, no.
Shaq, that play was nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts.
He done caught a lot of bodies in his day.
He had a lot of balls to step over that man.
I'm telling you.
Number 2, Giannis backs Griffin down, then baptizes him with the chest.
Exactly.
Chest.
He caught, Giannis has caught a lot of bodies in his day.
That's the new Shaq, according to Diesel himself. That's the new Shaq.
Looking like
Superman.
Diesel down there in that post. That's bully ball right there. Number 1, Bam Adebayo makes
give
the
me
block
that.
on one end, then hustles
No,
down
he
the
don't
court
get the dunk,
for
does
the
he?
jam.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't.
shit.
Of course he does.
No, he doesn't.
Box out. Watch your head.
Watch your head. Oh, he fell on his back, too.
Okay, Bam.
I see how I got something for you. Ah.
I got something for you. Bam!
Bam. Bam. Bam.
He's trying to staple his name.
See, you showing your age with the In Living Color right
I had to reference it. No, that was a staple in my upbringing, watching In Living Color. Just having fun. Hey, like Pusha T, James Harden consistently puts numbers up on the board, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Will those numbers be enough to get the dub tonight? H-Town's final.
That's cash.
They're in Utah to face the Jazz.
One
Got more game time coming up. Shaq,
Hurry up.
did you hit that or not?
Get it on camera. Get it on camera.
There he is.
Right now.
Oh, there it is.
man.
Yeah, get it on camera.
Fan
Go
back.
shoot it.
Fan back.
We record everything.
Go ahead. Put that up, Shaq. Put that up. Put that up. Put that up. That's in there.
Fan back.
That's in there. Edit
Come on,
it.
Kenny, give me a good pass.
We'll edit it. We'll edit it.
Man, Kenny.
We'll edit it.